Whichever path contains scenes and depictions of violence, adult content, foul language, and other situations that some people may find objectionable. Listener discretion is advised. In our last episode, Jean decided that whether the apparition that appeared in her kitchen was her departed Richie or an imposter was irrelevant. She had made a deal. Swimming out to the spot where her troubles began, Jean was assailed in the deep by a dark creature, one that she escaped and ran off with the full-throated defiance of her song. After releasing the bottle, the apparition appeared to her again. Tired of games, she turned her voice to the ghost and demanded answers. What it claimed was disturbing, that it was the father of Michaela's child, and that the witch had cursed not only him, but manipulated Jean to do her bidding. All of this being done to keep this creature from Lily. Well, it defied belief. Was Jean being tricked, and if so, by who? She thought about what she could do here, and you helped her come to a decision. And so whichever path brings the finale of Message in the Bottle to you. This one's called Hard to Swallow.
The spirit continues to weep. Something in my stomach turns. My teeth ache to clamp down on its throat. But without a real form, how can I? Unless... Are you really here?
I can project my form as long as I'm nearby.
How can I see you?
You opened the bottle. You and I, we're linked now. We can see one another and hear one another. We are linked.
Nearby. Good. Come to me.
Yes.
I sing to the creature. The way that has always worked. His eyes lose expression and his legs move, as though he's walking in place. His face loses any resemblance to Richie's. His eyes stare ahead, blindly. This projection of him stumbles to its feet, and then it gets up to run. He is coming to me. Our link, the one that had been used to watch me, to attempt to manipulate me, it's now in my service. He, like so many others, is my thrall. The projection continues to run, and then leaps into the air, only to seemingly float there. It looks as though it's treading water, and then he begins to swim. I continue to sing, but as it reaches its 3rd minute, I begin to worry. If this being is alive, he'll drown before he reaches me. I consider getting into the water to swim closer to him. But after what nearly killed me before, it's smarter to stay where I am. And if he drowns, I'm fine with it. Men will not trick me to harm others. I will not let them hurt people I know. I won't. I hear his breath before I see him swimming toward me in the dark. His silhouette as he paddles closer to me is appetizing. He doesn't look athletic, but I can smell something in the air. He's not a normal man. There is something old that swirls around him, a smell of somewhere else. The hunger I feel brings me a release. doubt, fear of the outside world, whatever waits on me in the depths or the shore, it doesn't matter anymore. My eyes dilate, and now I see him clearly, 20 yards away, as though it were dawn. His mouth slightly open, his eyes staring forward in my direction. Good. I am not Jean here. I am ravenous. I am righteous. I will have him. He is nearly at the rocks. I cannot wait. I will not wait. He reaches out for the rocks with his left hand. I see a gold band on his ring finger. I reach out, lift him up. He crawls over the wet rocks into my embrace, and I stop singing for a moment. His eyes focus, and he sees me for the first time. Good night. When I am done, I slip back into the water, singing the song of the hunt, warning anything within the water that I am not to be interfered with. I am full. I hold his ring in my palm, while under my thrall, he told me why we're linked. I opened the bottle, and so I do not feel guilty. I go home, I take a shower, change into something new. It's not quite 10. It's warm outside. I'm walking past Pickering Wharf when I hear music coming from inside a bar that sounds so haunting and odd. And then I see them. People dressed in black and strange costumes that remind me of the horror movies Richie loved. One of them is wearing a wig that looks like tentacles. I am curious. I follow them inside and I walk upstairs, where the dance floor is filled with humans swaying to electronic beats. There's a flyer with today's date, with a fanged mouth for a logo. The words say, "Horrors of the Deep." There are people here wearing fake gills and costumes that make them look like a mashup of fetish gear and sea monster. It's then that I realize I'm not wearing a mask. And I don't care. I take to the floor, I sway to the music. I get caught up in the evening, without talking to a single person or making any sound. I go home at the end of the night, happy. I don't dream of anything. The sun feels good on my skin, but it will be dry today. The spray bottle in my bag is filled with seawater. The blue envelope in my hand is thick. Michaela's mailbox is just outside of her gate. I place the envelope inside and close it carefully. I go downtown to the main drag. Some of the people who look at me are slightly unnerved. Others take photos or ask to pose with me. I decline at first, but the compliments on my body modifications make me realize they think I'm a person. And so I consent to a few photos before finding a shady spot to sit for a while. The attention is a little more overwhelming, so I fish a mask out of my bag and put it on. I sit on the edge of the fountain near the museum.
Thank you for not knocking.
Michaela sits down next to me. That was fast.
I read what you wrote.
I didn't know what to do.
You did something I don't think I would have thought to do. I didn't even suspect it was really him. I thought that he was someone else.
Is Lily still in danger? Michaela looks up at the sky and sighs.
No more than all of us are, really. Thanks to you. Would you mind walking with me to work? I have to open my store and I'd like to talk with you some more.
I'd like that. She helps me stand and leads the way to her shop. It's closer to my home than I expected. Unlocking the door, she gestures for me to enter. There's a rich smell of incense and herbs. On the counter, I see the most beautiful statue of a golden woman that I've ever seen. A peacock feather lays at her feet.
You can take that mask off if you want. I can wait to open for a little bit.
I do. She takes in my face, my scars. But there's no look of horror or disgust. She nods and says,
Wow, you're beautiful, Jean.
And then she offers me tea.
And that was the finale to Message in a Bottle. Your choice was the most unexpected, and I can't thank you enough for letting us record that madcap script. Valentine Buchanan is your siren. Journey LaFond returned as Michaela. The Whichever Path theme song was by Ryder. The following songs come courtesy of EpidemicSound.com. A Mermaid's Eulogy by Etienne Rousseau. Lambent by Christopher Detlefson and Carolina Gabel. Perfectly Hopeless by Coma Svensson featuring Divty. The Foley was by Whichever Path with supplementary effects by Epidemic Sound and Audio Hero. Everybody, I'm not going to lie to you. This season is the end for a few months. We're writing the next Whichever Path project during that time, creating some more content for our premium members without whom we wouldn't be able to pay for the things we need to make this show. And also, on a human level, I'm burnt out. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the highest quality story. And so that's going to be the focus over the next couple months. But we're going to still be making premium content over at our Patreon. So if you like what you heard, there's even more at patreon.com/whicheverpath. Not only will you get extra episodes and behind the scenes content, you'll also help our show. So consider that subscription today. While you're at it, if you have a skill, a gift that you know can help people, especially now, please employ it. Do what you can for your community and start building connections that only our great-grandparents might have known existed. We're in for a dark winter, but we can be each other's torches, right? Take care of one another. Choose each other. Choose truth. Choose the path.